Yay!
Yay!
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We were chatting in the background and went, oh, look at the time. So we're so grateful you're tuning in. I am Tanya with Adventures for Connection, and I've been doing this for about 3 years now. And we've hosted in Egypt, in Mexico, a small group, and as well as Sedona, just outside of Sedona in Munns, and several at Vedette Lake here in BC. And Ashala has been to Vedette Lake with us. And so we have hugged and met in person, which is always so wonderful and very high energy. And now we're going to Egypt together. And we really wanted to get on live and have a conversation about what does that look like? Why are we going? What do we do? And we're both going through a huge shift right now, which is really opening us beautifully for Egypt. It's happening for us as we transition. So Ashala, how are you doing today?
I'm doing much better in your presence, Tanya. So much love shared and beautiful frequency that we are resonating on. And I'm wearing my snake skin. Of course, it's not real snake skin, but the print to, really illustrate this final, hi Lupo, this final release, we're in that last, 6 days of the wood snake. And boy, it's coming off, isn't it? Things are just falling away. And sometimes that's a bit painful. And we were just chatting beforehand, talking about some of the pain that goes along with change and transition and letting go. But boy, does it open us and, allow us to come more fully into our most ideal version of ourselves. All of us, every one of us. So I'm
absolutely
timely and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. And I could share a little story about the transformation I've been going through. I own another business called Powell Painting, and I've had that one for 20 years. We do interior and exterior house painting. And it's had a real push-pull with me over the last year, especially, that I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. It's not, I didn't create it with the same energy that I am now. And my heart's really with this Adventures for Connection, for sharing some of the transitional stuff I've gone through. But on the Leo full moon, after riding emotions over Christmas, I actually saw an acupuncturist who hit the ancestral line within me to let go of any of those energies that might be pulling on me just around transformation and moving through stuff. And, I know my family history. And so it was important for me to work on that. And I went through the emotions like a roller coaster ride. And it was very interesting. And then the full moon came along, and it was a Leo full moon, and I'm a Leo. And that day I had so much calm and clarity around just closing Powell Painting and not trying to determine what an outcome should be. And this is the first time I've let go of anything without any expectation. And within a week, an offer is coming in and a conversation has started beyond what I could have even ever tried to produce or imagine. And I can't share much more yet, but it was like, wow, I never saw that one coming. That's what happens when we trust and we let go a little more. And that's part of what we do at Adventures for Connection is we let you take off your masks. We let you really sit with yourself and do the inner journey as well as what we explore while we're at a place, a space. They're generally energetic spaces. So we can really feel the energies and feel the shift and feel the transformation so that we're not just doing a check it off the bucket list. We're really going in for a transformation. We've been meeting online for months now with those that have decided and heard the call to join. And it's been really beautiful. Yeah. And we have somebody else coming in this new prospect this coming Sunday. So that's exciting too. I haven't told you that yet.
No. And so there's basically, how many of those live meetings do we have left before we leave?
We have February, March, April. 3.
Three more.
Whoever signs up, we give all the recordings to. They can witness what we've discussed. And I did one whole video, how Egypt is a map of the human body, and sharing the whole, I'm fine tuning that one a bit. But yeah, Egypt's the map for the human body. It's showing us how
Mhm.
to best operate in this realm, right? How
Mhm.
to connect to ourselves so deeply that, it's the alchemical action in the body that occurs. And so it's quite beautiful. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I was very
It's
excited when
like
that came through.
it's like we're looking at time and space, really. And when you think of Egypt, you think of space, that location with all that rich history, right? And the ley lines and the portals and all the different things that have happened there over the millennia. And then you think about timing, right? Timing. I'm just holding up here as I say that the temperance angel, which you were, and also talking about alchemy, the alchemy of time and place coming together in beautiful alignment, which opens things up in us. It's
Yeah.
like we're going to hear the call when we're ready for it. And it's really about saying, coming forward and saying, I'm curious, I'm open, I don't have huge expectations, but praying together that this experience is going to be joyful. It's going to be harmonizing. It's going to be healing and transformative without a lot of pain, but
Yeah.
with deep awareness and super, super strong held presence, which is what I've witnessed, Tanya and Norma, especially the duality of them, and then me coming in as that third constellation. We have experienced right from the get-go that we
Yes.
could create that synergistic container for ourselves and the whole group, and that everyone is part of holding
Yes.
that. They each have a special place in holding that. So we don't have, it's not like, oh, we're going to take you on this journey. It is, we're going to bring the best version of ourselves, and we're going to bring our tools and our medicines and our offerings and our suggestions, which a lot of them are in the form of activities and experiences, as you say, adventures, small ones or big ones. And
Yeah.
then we're going to see what transpires as everyone shows up with that. And it's magic what takes place. This is what sets being on an experience, an adventure with these beautiful beings, Tanya and Norma, apart from a lot of other things that I've witnessed and experienced, is that it is that alchemical process. It's not just a bucket list
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
It's a synergistic experience, which you are co-creating with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And it's beautiful because everyone is extremely valuable to the co-creation of this. And
Mhm.
we've got something called enealogy, which takes astrology, numerology, and some other elemental aspects and puts it all together in a format that lets you know who you are, but it also shows why you came, who you were attracted to, um, and who will challenge you even on this trip. But you have a
Mm.
point of connection as to why you decided to join, and then it becomes more clear, and it gives you confirmation in a little bit different way. I mean, astrology is one thing, and then numerology is another, but these are kind of bridged together and melded through a beautiful soul that created this. And it even says what day of the week, which planet, what color you should wear, what stones are good for you. So it gives you a really fun little blueprint to play off that
Mhm.
isn't long and hard to study. And it's a really beautiful, simple
Mhm.
process. And so we're in the process of doing everyone that's come in so far right now. And there's lots of cross pollination. It's really cool to witness it happening in real time. So I love sharing this type of stuff because numbers are energy. Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, and I was speaking about the timing as well, Tanya, and
Yes.
this card comes to mind, right? There's the pyramids down at the bottom, but look at that. It's the fire horse, the fire
Yep.
horse. And if there's anywhere on the planet, I mean, this illustrator, the famous
Yes.
illustrator, um, Pamela Coleman Smith, that designed these cards, associated the fire horse, the fire knight, with Egypt.
Of course she did. The
And
pyramids in the background.
exactly. Well, she put them there. She put them there.
Yeah.
That was her illustration to say, this is part of the world that is connected to the element of fire and the energy of the horse or the knight, which is really kind of the warrior, the one that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're on a mission,
Mm,
they have a quest. It's a quest. And it's a quest related to fire. What is fire? It's momentum, it's spirit, it's a calling, it's purpose, activation, creativity. So
yes.
this year, we're on a quest to discover those things. Where are our true motivations? We call this guy the warrior of truth. So
Beautiful.
this energy of aligning place, Egypt, with time, the fire horse year,
Yeah.
is absolutely most ideal and will bring us special alchemical experiences to, transform ourselves and
Yeah.
transform collectively. So to me, that's what this is all about.
Yeah. On my first trip, and so this will actually be my third trip to Egypt. On my first trip, I went solo. Everyone thought I was crazy for going to that country by myself, and I'm like, I'm not afraid. I am a Leo. I did
Courage.
have I did have a contact there, and I took my dowsing rods, and I
Mm,
did the whole trip that way, and I refused to be guided. The guide kept saying, "Oh, do you want a guide to go through the temples with you?" I'm like, "No, last thing I want," because I didn't want to be programmed into their story. We
mhm.
remember that Egypt is built on tourism. Nothing is released to the public unless the government approves it.
Right.
So doing a new museum is um, their way of bringing in more tourism. Now, I've been
Mhm.
to the older museum, the previous museum, and I remember going through there and going, "It's all fake." Because once you start to pick up on this stuff, you can't stop. And I'm like, "Well, that's okay, because most of it's here and people are enjoying it. Just let it go, Tanya." But I did all
Mhm.
that with the temples, and when it came to Isis, I kept shaking my head. I'm like, "That's not the Isis temple. I want the original Isis temple." And so he had to figure it out. He's like, "Okay, I'll take you there." And we had to go and get on this little boat and then go across this water. And there was the original temple entrance, which I do have on some of my social media. And I was like, "Oh, this is the original." And climbed out and went there myself, had a little ceremony there for self. And then literally it was very slippery because part of it's underwater. I had to leave a blood sacrifice. So I slipped and I
Mm.
cut my wrist a bit. It was minor, minor. It was a blood
Yeah.
sacrifice. And I went, "Thank you. I'm honored." So now I've left part of my
Mm.
DNA there as well. And
Oh
then
my.
it's very rustic, but this is how I
Mhm.
like to see Egypt, to connect with the people there,
Mhm.
not the tourism side of it as much.
Mhm.
And so, of course, we go onto the Nile. There's some secrets I haven't even told the group because I'm like, I'm not saying anything. So we will visit some of the temples, but we will see them in a little bit different way,
Yes.
a little less contrived, so to speak.
And I
Yeah.
love what you suggested that we're going to see, the pyramids early, early in the morning before the
Yes.
tourists get there. And
Yes.
like, we'll make the special it's kind of sacrifice to get up extra early for that
Yes.
rare experience. And I find to me, when I go to sacred sites and there's a lot of people around, I find it very disorienting. It's almost like part of my soul remembers these places, but it doesn't remember them in current context with a bunch of, water bottles and
Yeah.
Nike
Right?
runners, and like it's just kind of like the juxtaposition is startling because I'm
Yeah.
already kind of connecting with the ancient aspect of these places and the memories, and
Yes.
so for me I'm so incredibly grateful to take a little bit of extra time and go out of the way to have the experience of it not being so inundated in a tourist way. And I already know and trust Tanya and Norma to be these kind of people.
Yeah.
It's not just about providing, a sort of extraordinary experience. It's about creating that sacred space
Yeah.
where we don't know what the experience is going to be exactly, but there's safety being held in that you get
Yes.
a little bit of time to just be, it's not just talk, talk, talk and look, look, look. It's like be what follow your own guidance.
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah.
what is being asked of you. If you feel like, oh, I've had enough, I'm turning around, walking out the door, or you're like, oh, I'm going to sit here for a while
Yeah.
and I don't want to talk or hear anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And we do have a private guide for the entire trip to handle all accommodations and keep us from being pedaled to too much because that can get overwhelming as well, especially in the public spaces. So he was really good about that with me. Both times we were there, he was fabulous. We go in early, and then the week I know where to go where it's quieter too. So I know ways in because I know how the guards operate, and ways to get in other spaces and places in out of the main touristy areas, which is also really really beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
Beautiful.
super, super excited about this trip because it's never the same way twice. And while we
Mhm.
stay in Cairo, and Cairo is a very dense area, dense city, it is very busy. And as we stay in there, we stay in a home that's in the farmland where we stayed last time, has a pool, it has a huge yard, and everyone's got space to come after being out and about and really decompress and just
Mm.
relax, go have a nap, go journal. It is not like go, 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 go space, place. We got to go, we're doing this, we got to go, we're doing this, because
Mhm.
then you're just consuming and you become overwhelmed. This is about go out, explore, feel, come back, integrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
really
and then
important.
obviously there's the integration of the different offerings that are available to people if they choose to have those, a personalized reading and movement practices.
Yeah,
I get to share my love of, I want to call it, ceremonial dance. And a lot of it is inspired from the Egyptian culture, the style of dance that I work with. So I've been sharing this, performing it, and teaching it for 30 plus years. This is a lifelong dream for me to be in a meaningful way sharing that with like-minded spiritual people in that sacred land at this very auspicious time.
yeah,
And there's going to be these different integration practices, which you don't need to feel pressured to be part of, but they are available to you. We will be doing these things and the enneagrams as well.
yeah. And there's absolutely no judgment about you saying, "Oh, I need some space." It's not like you have to perform. We're asking you not to perform. If you feel
Mhm.
like crying, hey, I'm gonna hug you if you want to be hugged. Like, this is how we flow because the sooner you can work with your emotions through stuff or with your remembering, having a safe container to be in is like what I value the most to be able to provide and protect as well, and to make sure that we
Mhm.
all feel like we have a safe space. And
Totally.
that's my MO on all these trips.
Mhm.
When we went to Sedona, it was really on the QT because it was a plant medicine trip, and I also um, can hold containers for that for specific souls. And on that trip, it was a very small group. I think we were 6 or 7, but everybody really enjoyed getting into town, but then pulling back and doing that same process. And so it starts to
Mhm.
create, and even Vedette is
Yeah.
about unplugging and getting offline. Like so you automatically start to detox a bit because there's no power in the home. You start to feel more. You pick up on more naturally because that is your
Mhm.
natural state of being.
Mhm.
And so the more we allow for this space when we go back home and we go into our places to cultivate some me time, some alone time, some nature time, and you really see, oh, I don't have to control things. I don't have to do it this way. There's another way that's right for my soul. And so there's no
Totally.
right or wrong way about this, but it's about reconnecting and and embodying. So whenever I was talking about embodying stuff, it's about embodying more of your soul, getting your vessel to such a space that it is able to embody more of your light energy, your soul, moving you
Mhm.
from that carbon
Mhm.
to crystalline. I really, I've been feeling it, and it's like, oh, it's not easy. Sometimes the biggest challenges do come up, but that's so you can have that. What must come through is every time you have such a struggle point, there's such a release after that, and then more embodiment, more enlightenment, so to speak, right? You can't have one without the other. There's no such thing as the straight path. It doesn't exist. The
As we're
hero's
all
journey,
discovering, sometimes
right?
in more challenging ways than others. But
Right?
you know, and I feel as though there's in a way so much variety available to us in an experience like this. Like we can
Yeah.
have some just, you know, local tourist type of experiences, and we can have potentially deep connection and communication because we're with like-minded people, we're with like-hearted people. We can have, and Tanja and I both have experience holding space with groups of people where it's like, you know, if people need to talk and process or tell stories, but we can also help if it's getting too much and somebody needs,
Yeah.
you know, to be like, okay, that's enough sharing for now. Like we are both really good at guiding a group experience so that everyone is being cared for and held and getting their needs met. And I have to say, Tanja, you are the ultimate caretaker of people's needs, of every little thing. The trips that I've done with Tanja, it's like literally the moment that I'm kind of like, oh, you know, I'm feeling like my blood sugar, or boy, I wish the energy of this room would clear now. Like I literally don't even have the thought out of my head, and I already see Tanja coming with the a plate of treats, you know, halftime treats. And you know, there she's got her fan and she's smudging and clearing the energy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so lovely to be held like this. And this isn't, it's not this big woo-woo, like we're overdoing it. This is just how Tanja lives naturally. She's just being herself and I'm being myself. But we tend to live like that and care about those things and notice them. So you're being held in that beautiful, nurturing goddess energy the whole time. And I want to ask you two questions, Tanja. Right now, I'd like you to just interject for a moment about what, how people can, come into this process to learn. And then I want you to take us on the 3 locations we're going to and a little bit about what we're going to expect in those.
Absolutely, not a problem. So, what was the first question?
Sorry, I get going.
Second one.
I get going.
Right? Oh, how can people connect?
How to integrate? How to how do they learn more at this point? Yeah.
Yeah. So on the website, absolutely, adventuresforconnection.com. Let me see if I can get the banners going for that. There we go. And there's a specific page there for Egypt. You can also book a free 15-minute call with me anytime to ask any questions. Not a problem. As well, we are offering for those interested to join us in a Zoom meeting and to come in and just feel the energy, because energy is not contained by space and time. I've had my feet on the ground already with Egypt energetically over the past month or so, because it's been calling me, pay attention, pay attention. Yeah, this is going on. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like given this little insight onto something else. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. I love it. And so we land in Cairo and stay in Cairo for 3 days. I really like to do it that way versus at the end, because I find it's nicer to come out lighter, because we go into the density, we go to the market, but we do it backwards. We go to the pyramids, we go to the step pyramids, we go to these spaces and really sit and feel. So I don't rush these spaces. It's not like go in, get out. And then once we leave Cairo, we go up to Luxor. And in Luxor's Valley of the Kings, Valley of the Queens, Karnak is there, which is like a big computer chip, which is like a map of the body. Like it's pretty cool to witness and watch. And that's where Sekhmet, there's a beautiful statue of Sekhmet there that we can pop in and see. Also the 7 keys, 7 doors, and the story behind that. I know where everything is, me and my dowsing rod. And connecting with the right people while we're there. That, the fellow that curates Karnak, I have his number, so we can drop in easily to different spaces, and with him as a guide, it's always a lot cleaner and easier in many
Yeah.
ways. I have
Beautiful. And
plenty
how many days are we there?
we're there 3
Mhm.
2. 2 days 2 days there, and then 2 days 6, 7, 3 days in Luxor because we also wanna maybe go on an adventure that is an additional, which isn't included right now, which is a hot air balloon trip. So I wanted to leave room for that, which is another sacrifice to get up early, but well worth it. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
really fun. As well, then we head down to Aswan, to the Isis temple, to
Mhm.
the Nubians, which are the original race of Egypt. And there's some beautiful spaces and places there. It's much more organic, a little bit quieter, which I love personally. And we head back down to Cairo for one night before everyone heads out. So we reconvene, and I'm aiming for that same house, but if not, there's another beautiful space that we'll stay at. So
Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful. And how are we traveling between places?
we're not gonna sit on a bus for hours, which I've done in the past. The first time there, I went in the car, it was like a 9-hour drive. There's
Mhm.
not much to see. It's a lot of
Mhm.
desert. So we made the decision that we would fly back and forth to make it easier. We will drive and you'll get to see some of that land because Luxor to Aswan is quite short. So that's
Okay.
about a 3-hour trip. Yeah, and then we'll fly out of Aswan back down to
Mhm.
Cairo. Yeah.
And we are gonna be spending a little bit of time on the water, is that
We
right?
will be on the water both in Luxor and in Aswan, 100%.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and
Love it.
it's possible on that final day, but I'm not spoiling anything yet.
Okay.
I love the having these little surprises that show up, and I just allow them to come, so,
That's
yeah.
so, so beautiful. It sounds so ideally curated to be that gentle journey that
Mm,
gives us it just ticks all the boxes. And, I love the thoughtfulness of us starting in the more because we're coming out of our intense lives, right? We will all have flown in from places and
yeah,
airports and all that, and then you go into kind of the big city of, Cairo
right?
and that energy, the buzz, and then we can slowly begin to, like, decompress out of that and leave on a beautiful, like,
Yeah.
yeah, peaceful inner peace is what I'm feeling.
That's the idea is that you feel rested when you go, not
Oh,
like, "Oh, I gotta go home and I need a vacation from my vacation." Yeah.
right.
I've traveled just so people know, I've traveled the world. I spent 3 months in Australia, 3 months in Japan. I spoke no
Mhm,
English, but I managed very well to get around.
mhm,
I've been
mhm,
to Switzerland, Mexico multiple
mhm,
times, all through the
mhm,
US, Maui, Croatia for a month.
mhm,
And
mhm.
my daughter's traveled with me now. She's not coming on this trip, but I have a little world traveler. Like Ashala has a little soul daughter there with her all the
Oh, both
time.
my girls are world travelers. We haven't
Yeah,
really done enough of it yet, all 3 of us, but it's coming.
yeah, in
And
the
some of it
UK.
is coming with you and Adventures for Connection, which I'm so pleased about.
Yeah.
And this is really another thing, is to leave people with the awareness that this is not the last trip we're doing, probably not even the last trip we're gonna do to Egypt.
Yeah.
Um, and we are envisioning and feeling into other sacred sites
Yeah.
to, yeah, to
Yeah,
do
Peru's on
journeys.
the list.
Peru is on the
Peru's
list.
been niggling me for a bit, and I
Mhm.
spent probably 6 weeks down on the Yucatan and literally drove all over. I know that place almost like the back of my hand, and I found it really fascinating to be able to tap in that way energetically and see what was going on there, and we found some beautiful spaces that I'd be like, "If I brought a group, this is where it would be next." Yeah, but we just brought down a couple people for individual trips when we were there, and it was perfect. Yeah,
So this is something as a community
yeah,
of, healers and transmuters and alchemists, we can do more travel together.
yeah,
This could evolve into something where if you also have similar sort of bucket list or, your heart being drawn to these places and you've done one event with us, you can see, oh, now they're going there, and you'll already have a sense of who we are and how we do this. So, welcome to the tribe.
right? And
Yeah.
as I've been shown for a couple years now about what is the end goal, not the end goal, but what is the next evolution is to do more of these around the world. And the timing is impeccable because it couldn't have been done in the same way until now, until more are ready for this process, so to speak. As well, to have 11 properties around the world that are more self-sustaining that one can come and plug into and feel the same container,
Mhm.
space held,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
be able to just unplug and live in a little bit different world. So that was shown to me in a way, some of it, a lot of it coming from the debt and the
Yeah.
experience there for people, but also that there's a lot of people seeking this right now and a lot of people wanting to create common communities like this. The structure is very important. I am an architect energetic container, as is Ashala. And
Mhm.
so I can see how, I've done some of the structure already. I already have a trust set up and it's set up so that I can buy property anywhere in the world, no problem. So these are the things that, this is bigger than just me. I'm just following what I'm being given.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, totally, yeah, and, my work and awareness around intentional communities that I've been studying and
Wow.
following for many decades is that they often start with groups of like-minded people with common goals that do events or activities together, projects
Uh-huh.
maybe. Travel is an event, it's a project, especially the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
And, those can evolve into maybe some more, longer term experiential events with some practical aspects to them where we get involved in being part of a project of some kind. And then those eventually grow into, wow, here's my people. We might be hail from different parts of the world, but we've now shown that we can live and work and travel together. Let's make this more permanent. And
Yeah.
that's the best way, as opposed to everybody has the idea, I just got to get the land and the people will come. And what I've seen with all the communities around the world that were sustainable and, long lasting, they all started with a group of people who were passionate and worked together on shorter term projects and experiences. And it grew from there. So this is also where both Tanya and I
Yeah.
are with this. This isn't just a flash in the pan. This is like, we could be building the pan.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Shay says, "I'm drawn to Scotland." Absolutely. There's so much in Scotland, Ireland. I have
Ooh,
Welsh
me
in my
I
background,
mean,
so
the UK
Wales.
was the other one I was putting the bug in your ear because I've
That's
been
right.
obsessed over these last 4
Yeah,
years. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't seem to turn away from it. So I'm going there.
yeah, we
And,
all will. Absolutely.
yeah,
And Japan. Yeah,
and Tanya's really
Japan
called to
is
Japan.
and I like to go first and experience it and cultivate it and create it. And so it's very highly likely that Ashala and I would do that together. And then maybe a couple people want to come on the exploration trip, which I guarantee
Mhm.
will have some bumpy bits. But to me, that's some of the best parts. There will always be something bumpy. It's how do you react or do you respond? And how can we
Yeah,
adjust? And, oh, what's happening right now? This is interesting. Yeah.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. Oh, bless you, dear. Bless you
Yeah.
for this vision, for your courage, for your generous heart,
And you
and,
too.
so excited to,
Yeah.
you know, coalesce with, an amazing group of people. So we have just a few spots, I think 2, 3 spots,
3
2 or
spots.
something, 3
Yeah.
spots left. Um, if you're at all interested, of course, you can find the info, the links, and jump on over to a Zoom call, ask more questions, and I
Yeah.
think you'll be yeah,
Yeah.
if this is the one and this is your time, we're so excited to welcome you.
And it's a beautiful time to be in Egypt. It's not too hot, it's not too busy, and yeah, depending on how some things unfold around me right now, the wish is actually to pop over to Greece afterwards, but we're gonna see. I'm very much about not trying to control too much and allowing things to unfold as they're meant to. The price is 4,777 US. It does not include the flight there and back. It includes all of the flights within Egypt, all the transportation, all the tickets, required to go into the sites, the guide, the food, the love.
The amazing food and the
Yeah,
activities and all the
yeah,
activities, the readings, the all of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, you won't go home the same. And the beautiful part is we're going to continue online afterwards. And so
Mhm.
we can continue to integrate and see. So what's your biggest takeaway once you got home? So yeah.
Amazing. I mean, it is about creating community and
Yeah.
connection, which is your
Yeah.
mission and
Yeah.
mine too. So
Awesome. Well, if anybody doesn't have any questions, we're gonna let you go
yeah.
and enjoy the day. It's sunny here, and
Mhm.
I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and
And I'm
Ashala is
on
just over the water on the island, so
over the
not far
water.
away. Yeah, yeah. I look forward to giving you a big hug soon, love.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You as well.
yeah. Thank you for
Blessings to
welcoming me.
everybody, and,
Yeah,
we look forward to seeing you perhaps
yeah,
in Egypt.
right? Aw, remember, you are love. Love is a state of being.
Mhm.